My name is Bev, and I want to do a video on the keto diet. Now, I'm facing the board because I want you to look at my back muscles. And then, if I turn around, I'm on a footstool so I can get high enough, you can see that I don't have saggy arms. I have shoulder muscles. I have biceps. And let me tell you that I did not get this body at my age, 72, on the keto diet. Okay, so the first thing I want to say about this diet is it's an all or nothing diet. I mean, you have to know what you're doing on this diet for it to work. The real keto diet causes what's called ketosis in your body. And ketones are, let me take off these glasses. Ketones are ketosis occurs when your liver breaks down body fat and makes it your main fuel as opposed to carbohydrates, okay? And so it forces your body to do something it doesn't want to do. Normally it uses carbohydrates as its go-to energy, but no, you're making it use fats, okay? So what is a ketone? Well, it's a chemical substance. Actually, it's an acidic byproduct of that conversion of body fat into glucose. So it's actually a natural process. It happens in the body whenever you don't have enough insulin in your blood. And the reason that is that years ago, our ancestors, when they had to chase after their food, maybe they had been starving for a few days, so they still needed energy. So the body wanted to burn fat so that you could still run after your meat, right? It didn't really want to use up too much muscle because you need muscle to run after the meat. So it'll go after fat before it'll go after muscle. When you, as I said, it was developed biochemically years ago, but your body's chemistry is not changed by how you eat. What it does is it adapts to what you decide to eat on that predetermined process, right? So if you're on a true ketosis diet, you really can't stay on it very long. It's not sustainable. And the only way to get onto a true ketosis diet is to have very, very, very few carbs. Or if you're a type 1 diabetic and you're not taking any insulin. Now, of course, I would never suggest this diet for a type 1 diabetic. But if you're not taking insulin, you can't digest carbohydrates. Or if you're not eating carbohydrates and you're not a type 1, either way, you're going to go into ketosis, okay? So let's look at what happens as a suggested number of calories in each of these three macronutrients if you're truly in a keto diet. Okay, so if I look at fat, the suggestion is that you have 70 to 75% of your daily calories from fat, okay? Some of the diets don't even say what kind of fat. I would suggest more plant type of fat than, animal fat. But let's go to protein. Protein is kind of adequate, 20 to 25%, depending on your activity. And carbs, ultra low, okay? 5%. That never changes. So you've got 70 to 75%, 20 to 25%, and 5% over here. Now, when you're using a lot of fat as your go-to energy, your liver is not really able to metabolize all that excess fat. And so it's forced to break down your body fat, and that's where you get those ketones. But if you're forcing your fatty acids to do that, then they can't do their other jobs, or very many of them. And the other jobs are pretty important. Some of them are, strong immunity, thermal and electrical insulation, cell membrane formation, transporting vitamins. I mean, these fat fatty acids have very, very particular uses in your body. And similarly, protein. If you're converting protein into glucose, and that, this is going to happen on keto, it's going to go after fat and it's going to go after protein. When you're converting amino acids into glucose, you have to get your glucose somewhere, right? If you're not eating it, your body's going to eat itself and it's going to eat fat and protein. So if it goes after protein, well, your protein can't do the jobs it's supposed to do. And protein specifically is for repairing and rebuilding tissues. And you're thinking muscles. Well, it's more than that. It's bones, skin, ligaments, tendons, muscles, any kind of cell tissues in your body. So that's a challenge for your body. And when you start shifting this, you're going to hear from medical doctors that you're going to get a lot of side effects. Dehydration, dizziness, headaches, fatigue, general weakness. In fact, you could get constipated because you only get fiber from carbs. So if you're on this diet, you better supplement with some psyllium or something. But anyway, it's very, very hard on your organs, specifically your liver. And your liver is your central, the central boss, really, of your metabolic activity. So you're making it work really hard on other things. Your kidneys, your pancreas, your thyroid, your gallbladder. All of those really important organs are involved in doing something a little bit different than they're normally doing on this diet. Now let's look at me. I thought, okay, I'm going to go into a website and I'm going to type in my height and my weight and my type of activity. I lift weights maybe 5 times a week very strenuously, and I'm going to see what they say I should eat on this diet. So I looked at it and it said I should be eating 1,620 calories. And it said I should be eating about 66% of my daily caloric intake out of the fat category. So it's about 1,080 calories out of the 1,620. Now, normally, I like to bring my body fat down and bring my muscle tissue up, right? Whether it's maintenance or building more muscle, I'm down here. So I eat, just over 1,700 calories, but I only have 25% of them from the fat category. So maybe 438 calories. So I am normally much lower, okay? And protein, I'm a little different as well. So it says for me, for my activity, it was a little nicer to me, right? It said, oh, wow, I could eat 28% of my calories, which is 452 of the 1,620. But, normally I would eat 700. So I want to build muscle. So I want to eat a lot of protein. I don't want to, protein, that's your construction blocks, right? It has nitrogen, that's what you need to build muscle. Now, over here on carbs, it didn't change. It said I can only eat 5% of my daily caloric intake from the carb category. And, whoa, that's ultra low. If you look, it's only 80 calories. And, normally I eat 612 calories from the carb side. So this is not something I would ever do and not something I would ever want to build muscle on. So what would I say? I would say some of you think that you're in ketosis, and I think it's because you don't maybe understand the macronutrients. Anything that is not a protein and not a fat must be a carb. Okay? So fruits are carbs, veggies are carbs, alcohol, carbs, soda pop, carbs, sugar, carbs. Okay? Pasta sauce has carbs. There's no end to it. Carbs, 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 right? But you can only have 80 calories. So let's think about what 80 calories is. And maybe you're not doing this. If I have a half hamburger bun, 80 calories gone, can't have another carb the rest of the day. Or how about I have a half a cup of rice? That's it. That's it, baby. Or maybe I decide to have 2 little cups of Veggies, that's it. I can't have any more. One apple, I think it's about 95 calories for a medium, but let's say it's 80 for an apple. If I eat an apple in a day, I can't have any more vegetables or fruit. I can't have any alcohol. I can't have anything else in the carb category. So why would I say keto is okay and for whom? Well, if you're doing a partial keto because you're doing the wrong thing over here and you're actually eating more than 5%, probably what you're doing is cutting out what you think are carbs. And they are carbs, but you don't see the other carbs as carbs. So you're cutting out maybe white potato, bread, cereal, processed food. Well, that's good. And you will lose weight. And that's more healthy than doing it with this 5%. So you're losing weight and you think you're in ketosis, but you're not in ketosis. So I would say yay for that. The other people that it's okay to go on a keto diet are very seasoned weightlifters and very seasoned power lifters, especially the ones that go on stage, right? They build up, they bulk up with tons of muscle. And then to show the muscle on the stage, they will go on a keto for 2 or 3 weeks. I would never suggest more than a couple of weeks, but it is a really strict diet. Does it get rid of fat? Oh yeah. And does it show a six-pack? Oh yeah. They'll lose a bit of strength that way, maybe a bit of muscle, but they'll look great on stage. And it's a very difficult diet to stick to maintain, but they'll only do it for a couple of weeks and they'll look good on the stage, and then they'll go back to eating carbs after. So are you a stage person? No, I don't think so. Maybe you're obese and you're trying to do this. You're going to be in trouble after a few weeks. It is absolutely not good for your body. How did I get like this? No, I didn't get on the keto bandwagon. I used time and effort. I went to the gym. It took me 19 months to move from a clinically obese body to a healthy body fat percentage and losing 40 pounds. So I'm 72. I did it in my early 60s. I have maintained myself. So that's what you can do, and that's what you should do. Anyway, thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this information. So you keto people, if you want to unfollow me, because this is a really controversial subject, right? Fine. I wanted to give this information. Okay, so have a good day. See you in the next video.